Alright, welcome fans to another Train Simulator 2021, soon to be 2022 video. Um, this is a video that I've been meaning to do for a little while now. And that is the video that showcases the release of the Excursion package that I've created for the Smokebox Union Pacific steam locomotives, namely the 844 and the 4014. So without further ado, let's jump into the file structure for this mod that you're going to see when you download it. Okay, so when you download this mod, it's going to open up and it's going to look like this. Um, Obviously, first thing you do with any of my mods is you open up the Readme file, and this is going to give you all the information pertaining to the modifications that were made and the purpose of those modifications. So do take your time and read this, but for the sake of brevity here, I'm going to skip down to the installation. In order to install this, you simply drag all of the folders in the package file into the following directory, and make sure if it asks you to overwrite, that you do overwrite it. Also, before you try to do this, you want to make sure the asset folder properties, the read-only box within the file properties is unchecked, otherwise it won't overwrite. So I'll just do that demonstration real quick. I have the assets folder open already. So you just sort of right-click on the big folder, properties, and you make sure this is unchecked. Now, you can do this on the big assets folder, or you can do it for each individual folder that you find here. So you do it for this folder, this folder, this folder, and this folder. It'll be quicker if you do it that way because it's going to be changing the properties for fewer folders. So you do this, you make sure this is like that. It'll apply, and you are good to go. So you make sure you do that for all of these. So properties. Okay. Oh, this folder's big. This might take a while. Anyhow, where's this folder here? Ooh, this is also pretty big. But yeah, you get the point. Um, Once the read-only boxes are unchecked and the properties have been applied, you can go into the zip file, highlight all 4 folders, and sort of just click and drag. Don't drag it into here, obviously, because then you're going to put it in the wrong spot. But make sure it's in like an open spot like here, and you let go, and it'll install and whatnot. I'm not going to actually do it because I have it installed already, and I don't want to mess up this thing that's going on here. So once that's done, it should be ready to roll. The only other thing you really need to look at is the user manual for the diesel locomotive, which is explained in this bottom section here. So once you install the pack, the diesel operating mode defaults to idle. So that means it's providing zero tractive effort, and the prime mover remains in the idle speed regardless of the throttle position of the steam locomotive. So I'll demonstrate that. We'll go into the game now, and we'll load up a scenario. Hopefully this works. And once I demonstrate the locomotive is in idle, we will come out of the game and I will show you how to swap the operating modes on the diesel locomotive. Alright, so let's load this up here. And while we go through this, I'll take the time to point out a couple of the other minor features that are part of this mod. But the important thing, really is the diesel operating modes here. So let's see, what are we working with? Okay, so we can go. I have these consists pre-done already. I think I do need to fix this one because this one doesn't actually have the correct main tender on it, so the water capacity is not accurate. But let's see. So what do we want here? We want 2 auxiliaries and 8444. Okay, perfect. And we want the side with. Actually, let's not use this route. Let's use the cone route. That way I can demonstrate this properly here. Whoop. Cone modernize. There we go. Yeah, we'll start in the auto yard. And we'll go towards. We'll go all the way to the fuel pad here. Let's see. All right, so recall that the diesel locomotive here is in idle, so it will not be providing tractive effort. Oh boy. Alright, let's not use this route. Let's use the regular Cajon Pass, because I forgot, I think I'm missing a few assets for that particular route there. I guess we'll start in the container terminal. I don't like starting there, but it should be fine. Oh. Interesting. I guess we're not going to use Cajon Pass. Let's see. Quit. That's odd. I have to see what happened with this. What route should we then use? I need a route that has about a 2.2% grade. We could use, let's see. Oh, I guess we will use, let's see. Let's see, we will. Oh, you know what? I know where to go. This should work. Let's see, Java to Summit. That seems, I think that's correct. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Set the locomotive up here. There we go. Alright, so just a reminder, the locomotive, the locomotive is not providing assistance, so it's just sitting back here, idling. Let's release our engine brakes and start off. As you can see, the diesel locomotive is still idling and it doesn't really appear to be doing anything. Our speed is increasing slowly. I don't really have the throttle all the way up because I don't want to kill my boiler pressure just yet. I'll let the firebox warm up a little bit. Alright, so we are at full gear, full throttle. Firebox is warming up nicely, so our steam generation should catch up. Our boiler pressure is really dropping that far. But you can see that we're coming up this 1.8% grade here with, I forget how many tons I have behind us. Let's see. The full component excursion concept, 23 passenger cars, diesel, and 2 water cars. So we're looking at, this is saying it's 2,900 tons, so minus 600 tons. 2,350 tons behind the main tender drawbar here. And we're balancing out about 10 miles an hour or so. This is about realistic performance that you will get with a 4000. This kind of constant stuff is kind of great. Obviously, like I said again, the diesel is idling here, no assistance. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come out of the game, and I'm going to show you how to swap the diesel operating modes so that it's providing assistance up this grade, and we can see exactly what the diesel can actually do for us if we use the files properly. So let's quit. My computer's kind of weird. It always does this lag thing when I quit, but it'll go back to the desktop in about 15 or so seconds. There we go. All right, so let's open up that Readme file again. So here we are. In order to swap between diesel operating modes, you must manipulate the two following folder locations. So we'll start with the physics. So we'll go into Assets, Smokebox. Here we are. FEF-3, System. Oops, that's not it. Rail Vehicles, Steam. Oh no, that's not it either. Diesel, there we go. Diesel, Simulation. There we are. All right, so once you're in the simulation folder, you will see the simulation files here. You will also see 3 additional folders on the top for the different operating modes. Currently, we are in idle. So in idle, the throttle, 0, response to the throttle, and also 0 tractive effort. So diesel is not doing anything. We have a CTE derate, which derates the diesel locomotive from full power to about notch 6 or so. This is good for medium grades with medium trains and whatnot. But we are going to go straight to normal. So normal is going to be full power available from the diesel, and we are going to drop that file set right in here and overwrite it. There we go. So our diesel is now turned on. Now what we got to do is we got to go back and turn the prime mover controls on. So currently, the prime mover is being controlled by the MU box on that is present on the 844 that you can select notches on and whatnot. So because there's no MU box on the 4014, the prime mover, if left in the MU box control mode, stays in idle, whether or not the diesel locomotive is providing tractive effort. So what I've done is I've gone into the proxy file and I've changed the control values for the RPM from MU RPM to just RPM. So we're going to copy and paste. So copy this file here, Control C, and Control V into the main folder here and replace the file. So now, instead of the RPMs of the prime mover being controlled by the MU control box, it is being controlled by the regulator percentage in the F5 heads-up display. So whatever the F5 heads-up display regulator percentage is what the diesel locomotive is providing you in terms of tractive effort and also RPMs. So now that that swap is complete, let's go back into the game and test it out. Okay, so let's hop back in, the exact same scenario, and we will see what kind of difference the diesel makes here. Alright, same exact. Let's start. Okay, cylinder cocks open, headlight beam, pilot, coupler, big boy chock, steer forward, open, smoke lifter, wide. Alright, road number. And let's make sure that diesel audio is loaded. There we go. Now, gotta make sure the stoker controls are set up. Double check. Pressures are good. There we go. Blower all the way open. Crack throttle. And release brakes. Alright, so as you can hear, the diesel is revving up, and we are accelerating much faster than we were before. And as you can see, if you look at the regulator percentage on the top left corner of my screen, on the F5 heads-up display, you will see that the diesel is revving in concert with that percentage. We're already doing way faster speeds than we were doing before without the diesel assistance. So, proof of concept, this does work as intended. See how fast we can actually get her up to. Okay, so as we climb, we'll take a look at some of the other features I'll elaborate on here. Part of that, if you read the README, is that I've restricted the numbers that you can select for the auxiliary cars to the 809 and the 814. That way you only will ever get the two cars that have the decals on them. You won't have to go hunting for these cars yourself. We went over the diesel already, so the diesel's working. And the only really other major thing I've done with this is I have transplanted the brake codes from the 4000 and 844 packs into all of these other rolling stock that we're using here. So these are the G-Tracks lightweight cars that you can find on Railworks America, in addition to the Experience car reskin and the Flag car reskin. As always, I've included download links to all of that stuff um, in the README file, so one stop, easy to go, easy to find everything that you need. It includes the water tenders as well. The download link for the water tenders is in the README file. So there's really the only other thing I have left to show you guys as part of this package is how to select the correct water tender, the main tender, for the locomotive when you're using the water cars in the rear here. So we'll do that real quick after we bring the locomotive to a complete stop. We get that safety shut off first. Okay, cool. Let's quit here. I think we'll use the 844 example here because this I do need to edit this. So we'll edit this real quick. Oh, this is gonna take a while. come back when this is fully loaded. I have way too much rolling stock. Okay, so here we are on the consist editor. I'm not really sure what all these coupling issues are back here. I'll ignore that for now, but it's not really going to make a difference anyway. I'm not going to be able to save this, obviously, but I can show you what you're looking for when you're trying to select the correct tender. So I've got two aux tenders back here. So if I type in FEF, this should come up. There we go. Here we are. So if you're using two auxiliary tenders with the FEF locomotive, I have it right here, HD tender, two auxiliaries. So you delete whatever this is and add in the two auxiliary tenders. Uh, well, the tender that has the water capacity of the main tender plus the two aux tenders. So if I were to remove one of these tenders and say only run with one aux tender, I would delete this and I would add in the tender with the single aux after the name. Makes sense? Pretty easy, right? So that's really all you're doing there. I'm not going to save that because I don't want to fix the consist right now. Um, but yeah, that's really it um, in terms of what you have to do with this mod pack to make it work the way you want it to work. Same concept applies if you're doing Big Boy tender. If you select, in the consist editor, Big Boy tender, blah blah blah, it'll show you tender with one aux, no aux, one aux, and two aux. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, so that's really it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment or reach out to me on the Facebook page, whatever. The download link, obviously, I can't directly link to it because YouTube is stupid and it thinks Mediafire is spam. So this is the download link. Um, You can either try to type it in directly from here, or you can go onto my Facebook page, look for the post I'm going to make about this mod pack, or you can just read the page description. We'll do a demonstration there now. So if you go to my Facebook page, fan railers, mods, whatever, and you go to About, in the About tab, you will find the link to the folder. That will take you here. This is the folder, and you are basically, these are all of my mods. So everything I've released from God knows how long ago, and you probably won't see it in this fashion because I'm logged in, but you're looking for this mod here. So Smokebox, Union Pacific, Big Boy, and FEF-3 Excursion package. You open it, it'll download, blah, 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 all that stuff, and you install it exactly the way I've shown you how to do that before. So once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.